Last game on Sunday. The Los Angeles Chargers plus 3.5 visiting the New England Patriots. I will refer to your comment a few weeks ago when we were talking about the Patriots. I can't wait to fade the Patriots in the playoffs. We know the trends. You've mentioned them at the top about first-year quarterbacks in the playoffs against veteran quarterbacks. We bet the Chargers on Sunday night at 3.5. It's one of the few numbers that kind of hasn't moved. No juice movement, no number movement. Total in this game is 46. We're on the Chargers, even though their offensive line is decimated, and we know that the Patriots are getting totally healthy. I think we're just backing a veteran quarterback here and fading the team that has been getting a lot of flack for playing a really easy schedule all year.
Yeah, and you're not lying. Like I every time I go through these Chargers offensive line grades,
Jesus.
pass blocking, run blocking, just their get off speed, all of it. It's crazy how bad they are. They are. If there was 5 more teams in the NFL, they might be the 36th worst offensive line. I mean, they're just horrible. So, it's crazy how bad they are, but it's not their fault, right? They lost 2 tackles they took at crazy high draft picks, and that was going to be the thing that made that a big difference for them this season. So Herbert, guy I love hating on because of his playoff failures. Can you give him a pass this year because he is going into such a hostile environment and playing against a team that has played really well this year in this Patriots team? Sure, but this is a game that he should win, right? Herbert should win this game. When you really break it all down, this is a Chargers defense that they're the reason they've been winning this year. Minter, yes. I've talked about, he's been great. We've talked all the time. Herbert, this was a blind bet. I think we talked Sunday night. You blindly bet this year. Herbert as a dog, let alone a dog above 3-3, 13-6-1 in his career as a starter. And this season, shockingly, as a dog, he's had 4 straight up wins, which in the past, he's not won a lot as a dog straight up. This year, though, he's 4-0. So really impressive what Herbert's done as a dog. And, we talked about the little streak he had, right? He stole that game from the Eagles. He was playing terrible. That defense played well enough, and Herbert made enough big time throws to steal that game. And same thing the next week, he stole that game. And, it's just been that type of year for Herbert in this offense. So, I was coming to this, I was thinking, okay, this number will get bumped up. Everyone's going to hammer this Patriots team. I think even Patriots fans are like a little scared here because they are going berserk about this MVP nonsense. And I'm loving it. I'm on the outside. It's the best because you see from both points of views, and you see how both sides are just trying to tear into each other. But, it is true, everything we've said about Drake Maye and how he's been against winning teams. And, in his career, or not his career, this season at home against teams that are above 500, he is just 1-3 straight up in these games. And I'm sure in this year, he's 0-1 this year. So like we've talked about, he hasn't really played teams with winning records. He played the Bills at home and he lost that game, obviously. So, true test for them and Vrabel. And, in his career, Harbaugh, I know this is obviously before Vrabel was there. He's done really well coming up to New England when Bill Belichick was the coach. I believe he's 2-0 his career, Harbaugh.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, he's got the history on his side with that and the travel. But I loved that the Chargers rested their starters. I just think of it when I think about this game, it's like that's a team that really needed that rest, especially that offense line altogether. So if it was 2.5, maybe I could be talking to the Patriots, but 3, if you only can get 3 of your book, that's the best number you can get. I'd still take the Chargers, but there's 3.5s everywhere. So I really like this Chargers in this number. And, another game where the under it just feels like the right number, where I cannot believe this. Felt like it was going to be a 42-41 total.
I got to tell you.
They hung a 47, Chad. It's already down to 46.5. So I'd keep betting that one. This feels like a defensive slug match. And I gave out those numbers. Chargers defense, number 1 against deep ball passing. So I love this. Drake Maye, one of the best deep ball throwers this season, easily. Best test he's had all year is going to be this Chargers defense, trying to throw deep, especially against James and that safety.
The total feels so high for a game where
it was
a game with 2 coaches who they're going to want to be conservative.
Shockingly, I've seen 3 different books. All their numbers show the early money is on the overs, so it could go back up, but it did open. It came down a little bit. I want people to grab these unders now, just in case the pros do come in. And we don't know. We don't know yet what the weather is going to be, but there could be a nor'easter coming for this Sunday's game, so should be interesting. I gave you that stat about Rodgers. He will be a dog every round in this playoffs. But let's really think about this, people. What is his path? When you break this down, what is his path? And right now, you can get him at 55-1 to win the Super Bowl, which I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen, obviously. I mean, Tomlin hasn't won a playoff game in 6 times. They're 0-6 against the spread and straight up their last 6 playoff games. It's been bad. But this is the exact break he needs. He finally has that veteran quarterback who's been there since he's had Roethlisberger and an offense that has been played better down the stretch. And their path, I just can't get over it. You're telling me what stands in their way is the 2 seed of Drake Maye or a Bo Nix at the 1 seed, a team that none of us really truly believe in Denver, as good as their defense has been. And, as great as Bo Nix played this season, I could still lie to myself and see a path where Aaron Rodgers and this team can get through that. Like there is no Mahomes. And as much as I'm scared of Josh Allen and the Bills, it wouldn't be at home. He would have to come to Pittsburgh. I already gave you those stats. He just is a different quarterback on the road. So I just see this for Rodgers and this Pittsburgh team. I know it sounds crazy, but you just have to throw a little bit on. If you don't want to take the money line here, I think that's the bet. Don't take the money line Pittsburgh. Take the 55-1 because we can just hedge it if we want next round. But I for my longest shot favorite team, this is by far out of all the teams, I think this has the best value, 55-1. They were 60-1. And then for the chalk side, I always give out one chalk side. Last year, obviously, nailed it 10-1 on the Eagles. Same thing this year. I already broke it down for you. I still think they're the best team in the NFC. Their Achilles heel is going to be the OC. I think Patullo is truly an idiot in the position that you need to be the smartest person in the room. In the NFL, the OC needs to be the smartest person. The defenses are so complex these days. You really need a genius, and that's fearful to me. But everything I've read, Sirianni's helping out, the QB coach. Everyone has had their imprint on this offense, and you've seen they're listening to the nerds. Like they're taking more snaps on their center, which is better for them offensively. They run better out of it. And now with Lane Johnson coming back, I just think this team's being undervalued by the public. Like they're the defending Super Bowl champs. No one's talking about it that way. Like when you hear people talk about the NFC, they keep saying how it's wide open, even though this team could have been the 2 seed. So it's slept on right now. I think you can get them 11-1 or 10-1 in a couple different books. I don't know if you're going to think it's the homer in me. It's really not. I'm just going off the numbers. I have them as a slight favorite over the Seahawks. Right now, the books have the Seahawks as the 1, and then right behind them, the Rams. Like, to me, that's insane when you really think about it. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Eagles at longer odds than those 2 teams.
All right, so futures, we like the Steelers 55-1. We like the Eagles at about 10-1 right now because they are behind the Seahawks and the Rams. So much talk about